Today I want to talk a little bit about something weird and wonderful. And actually, I got this idea because a brother asked me yesterday on Discord. He said something about like trying to mention top 20, and I kind of went with the flow, and as usual, right? So I just turned around and I said, look, I will give you top 20, but top 20 doesn't necessarily mean top ranked 20, right? It could be coins that I think may be top 20. And I had this great idea, and I thought, maybe I could tell you a method how you can discover these coins, and it could be anything. You could have 1,000 coins out there, but how to discover it, right? And like for myself, I use the coin market cap a lot of the times to see all the data that I really need at a glance, right? So it's like, how would I say this? Like, instead of me going into a deep analysis of a particular coin, right? Where a deep analysis would be not normally, oh, who are the founders, who created it, what are the tokenomics, how many holders there are, what's the current momentum, what's the current sentiment, those kind of things, right? So I'm looking at those, and that's a deep analysis into a coin, whether the project is going to be viable or not, right? Do I like the project or do I not? And there are coins that have great tokenomics, but some things just don't work. Even a blockchain doesn't work, for example, right? Or even when you go to the block explorer, it has other data. It shows one data, and then the coin market cap or whatever exchange you're looking at shows a different data. So, there are many things, and they kind of create confusion, right? To be honest, they kind of create confusion. So I've got coin market cap set up, right? And I use coin market cap in a particular, very distinct way. And it's actually very basic. In fact, if you go to coin market cap right now, and I want you to follow this instruction, right? And believe me, it will help you a lot to see a lot of data all at the same time. And then you can make these judgment calls, right, on what's really going on. So if you go to coin market cap, just open it up, put it on day mode, night mode, doesn't matter, whatever you prefer. I do like night mode, so mine's on night mode, right? And I am looking at my coin market cap right now just to kind of give you what my current settings are, right? If that makes sense, right? So you can create an account if you want. You don't necessarily have to. The cookies do help, so it will save whatever settings you have. So my settings are saved, even though I do not have, I do have an account, but in the car, I don't have an account. But the point is, it doesn't matter, right? I'm also using Brave browser. I find that to be a lot more better than Chrome, right? So if you go on CoinMarketCap, on the top, somewhere around the top area, you'll see there's a button called Customize, right? Where you can go and customize what you see. Now, that's very important because you customize exactly what you're going to see on your display. You can have it on that particular page, or you can have it for the entire page, right? Or the entire list. So when you go there, you select these custom formats, right? So you can get up to 12 kind of, I wouldn't call them indicators, but they call them metrics, 12 metrics, right? You can have 12 metrics. It's in beta at the moment. It's brilliant, right? So what I tend to do is, and I'm going to give you a list of all 12 of mine that I have set up, and it just gives me a clear picture of where we are, where we've been, what we've done, and what the potential is. Simple, right? So follow along. So number one setting I always have, by default it's on anyway, is the 24-hour change, right? Because I do like to look at the market on a daily basis to see what's really going on, but that's not an important factor. That's just me to see where we are right now. Are we bullish? Are we not? Right? That's all it is, but nothing important. So that's a standard feature that's on your chart. It should be on your coin market cap page, right? 24-hour. Number two, I have all-time high, ATH. So you will see an all-time high. That will give you the indication of where the price has been, right? And it doesn't matter what cycle you're in, whether you've had it for a week, whether this coin has existed for a week or existed for a day, you will get to see the all-time high. And this way, a lot of the times you can filter. Now, remember, we have the weird and wonderful thing is we have 2 million plus coins. I wouldn't be surprised if we're close to, 2.5, if not 3 mil already. So there's a lot of coins coming onto the market, and I'll drop something about another coin as well, right? So that's that. So we've got so number two, we want to put all-time high. So we want to see where the price is. We want to see number three, 24-hour high, right? We want to see what the 24-hour price was, right? It's very important because that gives us an indication of the candles. Now, if you look at the chart, coin market cap, say for example, every day, just browse on your app, whatever, you browse every day. What you'll notice is you can see from the highs where the candle closes were. because that's very important. Candle close is what the high is, not the peak or anything like this. That's what we need, 24-hour high. We also need the 24-hour low. So we want to see, okay, what was the highest it went to and what was the lowest it went to in a 24-hour. That gives us an indication again of where the candles are. So for example, if yesterday we went from $25,000, I'm giving you an example, $25,000 to $26,000 for Bitcoin, right? And that was the high, and the low was 25. Great, we know that's the range that we've been sitting on. However, the following day, say it dropped to $25,000. Okay, we held support, but then the low for that day was 24. Actually, we didn't hold support, we broke support. So it's a way of looking at things in a very clear perspective, like, shortcut, it's just there. Okay, the next one I have is from all-time high. That's number 5, right? So we've had number 1, 24-hour change percentage. Number 2, all-time high. Number 3, 24-hour high. Number 4, 24-hour low. And then number 5, from all-time high. So what we want to see is what's the price today from all-time high. Very important. We want to see that. Then what I do is I kind of jump, right? Because I like bigger data. Bigger data gives me more information and a better idea of what the market really wants to do, right? And for that, you need some long-term data. So I just go for the longest possible available data. Believe me, I would have gone for a year if it was available. So I go for the 90-day percentage, right? 90-day percentage. It's a big data. It gives me the difference that we've done in 90 days. Guys, have we been bullish in the last 90 days? Last 3 months, have we been bullish? Yes. Okay. So if we've been bullish, what's the percentage we've done? Because that also gives me an idea what to expect. So if we've been over bullish, overbought, in other words, then we could expect a dump. So again, I'm keeping calm. I understand what's going on, right? Number 7, I have the market cap. Now, the reason I look at market cap is that also gives me an idea how good this coin is or how much interest is in that coin. You can have a coin with 1 million people holding 1 trillion tokens, but if the market cap doesn't reflect that, then it's a shit coin. Someone's just holding bags. It's not worth it, right? So market cap is also important because the amount of people putting their effort, their money, the volume into this coin should also reflect in the market cap. That's how we know, right? Good coin. So that's what I look at. Also look at fully diluted market cap. Now, fully diluted is not really important, but I do look at the fully diluted solely. This is number 8, by the way. Fully diluted is number 8, right? So I look at fully diluted because, and I'll give you the numbers in a bit anyway, right? So fully diluted I look at because if all the coins came into existence, what would be the total market cap? I want to know that, right? Because that's also telling me and everybody else, guys, look at the potential of this. So it's all about potential. Remember, it's all about probability, right? So we're trading in crypto, stocks, whatever, doesn't matter. It's all about probabilities. So again, we're looking at probabilities, right? And this gives us a good estimate to see where it's going. Now, when we're looking at diluted market cap, it's very important. And total market cap, and I'll tell you the next one as well, which is circulating supply, right? It's very important as well. Now, some coins have infinite supply. They're worthless. I wouldn't even look at them. Anything with an infinite supply, unless it's controlled in a particular way and the release is controlled, I'm not interested. Like, for example, Ethereum has an infinite supply, right? But it is kind of being controlled. They do realize the problem, so they're controlling it, hence why we can turn around and say, well, they have even though they have a unlimited supply, it's fairly controlled, and if it was fully diluted, then that's what it would be. But in their case, fully diluted is technically everything, because that's what it is, right? It is fully diluted already, so there is no total market supply, or whatever you want to call it, circulating supply, right? Now, the other thing I look at, year-to-date percentage. Now, here's a good one, right? You probably remember I mentioned on last night's video, last night when I did the video, I mentioned how I dumped my BNB. Well, year-to-date, BNB is down. Year-to-date, BNB is down by 7%. So year-to-date, BNB isn't performing, right? So it's a good decision for me to let it go while I'm still in profit, let it go, and then pick something else up that's going to pump 10%. So I'm doing the opposite. So instead of losing 7% year-to-date, I've looked at a coin which is potentially going to give me maybe 6-7%, 10% year-to-date, and in more occasions, like probably even daily, right? I'll probably get that daily. So those losses that I've made in BNP from holding from the top, I would have recovered that with these coins because the same value of US dollar is going into it, right? I also look at from all-time low as well. So I look at where we are right now from all-time low. It's just a, and by the way, you can configure it how you want. You can place them where you want. It's just the way I'm doing it, right? I'll give you the numbers in a second. And then obviously the last one I look at is total value lock, TVL, right? Now, total value lock doesn't apply to most genuine blockchains, right? There's a reason behind this, right? It applies to DeFi, right? So when we're looking at DeFi tokens or DeFi protocols or even DeFi blockchains, there are DeFi blockchains. We want to know TVL because TVL is also important. That means how much money are people willing to lock away, right? Because if they do lock this away, this is also great for a project because now the supply is shrunk, the price could start showing some momentum, start moving, right? So I'm going to give them in order. Number 1 is 24-hour percentage. Number 2 is all-time high. Number 3 is 24-hour high. Number 4 is 24-hour low. Number 5 is from all-time high. Number 6 is 90-day percentage. Number 7 is market cap. Number 8 is fully diluted market cap. Number 9 is circulating supply. Number 10 is year to date. Number 11 is from all-time low. And number 12 is total value locked, right? So they don't all apply to all of them, but 90% of that. So 11 out of these 12 metrics apply to all cryptocurrency. So now, what benefits do they have, right? There's a very simple benefit, right? So sometimes when you start looking at a project, you're looking at these, especially the total market cap, right? So we look at total market cap, and I'm a big fan of projects that are worth at least $1 billion after they've launched. So I'm not even talking about when they launch. When they launch, they could be worth nothing. Doesn't matter. When they launch, the only thing I look at is usually how much, fund has been raised, right? How many big institutions are involved, right? Which I don't want, by the way. I don't want institutions to be involved. But if they're already gone in there and they've put $500 million in there, by all means, that's $500 million. And then this has a potential to pump to $5 billion, right? 10x easy. So for them, obviously, not for us, right? But that's that. Obviously, I like projects that if I have an opportunity to go in at the cheapest rate and a fair price, then yeah, by all means, right? I'm not going to mention any coins, but there are plenty of coins where I felt it was a fair price, right? Fair price, even an airdrop, right? It was a fair airdrop, happy days. I'm not complaining. So I'm looking at coins from like where they are and what percentage they done. Like, and here's a really good one, right? You're going to love this one. This is really, really good. So Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, right? Year to date, right? Year to date. We're just looking at year to date from where we were last year at this particular time. We're currently 127% up. Year to date, we're 27% up, right? Hence why I'm starting to see a few bearish signs on the charts, and I'm feeling a little bit bearish as well. I'm like, right, guys, fine. Okay, we don't want to go into the hype mode right now because let's be realistic. We've done this, right? That's fine. That's 1.2x or 1.3, almost 1.3x. So we've done that. When I look at Ethereum, it's lagging. Obviously, I've been mentioning this. It's done 69% so far year to date. It has absolutely done nothing. Compared to the market, 69%. That's nothing, right? Absolutely nothing, right? BNB, I told you, is basically currently 7.93% below year to date. It's actually lower year to date, right? XRP's done well. I mean, I'm talking about XRP, right? 78% year to date. Brilliant. And you get to see many, many other coins that have done that, right? So year to date, that's their performance so far. But from those lows, right? And this is very important. Like when we start looking at where we are, these 90-day changes, from the all-time high where we are right now, you start noticing a pattern. Some of these coins, you'll notice that regardless if they've done 70% year to date, they are still, like currently, for example, Solana is still 77% below its all-time high. Okay, focus on that, right? Solana is 77% below its all-time high. So when I'm looking at some of these coins and I'm like, hold on. A lot of these coins, from where they've been to, they are nowhere near there compared to BTC. So think about that. BTC has done 127%, and compared to its all-time high, right? The price that we had, where BTC is sitting now, right? And I can tell you this, right? Give me a second. BTC is 45% away from its all-time high. So BTC has been a great performer this season. People don't realize that. Ethereum, 59% from its all-time high, right? So it's also performed okay, but not as much as it could, right? We're just looking at all-time high, from all-time high. BNB is still down 67%. 67%, right? But BNB is one that I've just given up recently, right? I'm not too fussed about it. I'll pick it up again when I get a few discounts. I'll pick it up, right? I'm not too fussed about it because it's that there's a time when BNB was a great project, right? And it still is, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I'm still a massive fan of BNB, but BNB hasn't performed. So why am I going to stick around with this one? I might as well let go and go into something that does perform, right? When I'm looking at, for example, here's a good one. Cardano, 88% below its all-time high, right? So that kind of a setting from all-time high, even if you just want to put that one indicator, it shows you coins that haven't moved, even though we've had some coins pumping like 100% in a month, right? 140% in a month, right? In the last 30 days. When we start noticing these things, we see a pattern arising. We see these coins, the big coins, right? With good, not TVL, but when you look at the total market capitalization, they're well above $1 billion. Some of them have hundreds of thousands of holders, and yet they're still 70, 80, even I've seen one that's 90% below its market high. And it has pumped recently, but it's 90% below its all-time high. That for me is an indicator. It's like, okay, hold on. I mean, here's a good one, right? 90-day change on Chainlink, 146%. So it's pumped 146% in 90 days, but it's still down 73% from its all-time high. Those, to me, scream opportunities. Of course, I'm not going to look at the 60%, 70%ers. I'm going to be looking at the 90%ers, the 95%ers. The big coins that are still 90% below the market rate. That's an opportunity, because when the market starts shifting its narrative, when the market, when everybody decides they've had enough, they're comfortable with the profits they've made in one coin, they're going to quickly flip onto another one and another one and another one, right? That's what's going to happen, right? So BTC, they made profits, fine. People double their money, happy days. Other coins, they double their money. Smart money is not going to stick around. When they double their money, they're going to take their profits and they're going to stick into something else, and they're going to try and double that too, right? And that's where the momentum and the sentiment continuously changes from one coin to another. And that's where they go. So just look at coin market cap. This entire video is about coin market cap. It's not about any individual coins. I just wanted to help you guys, in this particular time, to say, look, there's a basic tool. There's a tool. You don't need an account. You don't need nothing. Completely for free. Gives you 12 metrics, right? 12 metrics completely for free, for you to go and find these gems, right? And, these super gems, I'll call it, right? That are just sitting there. I mean, Matic, look at it, 74% below. Polkadot, now you've heard me talk about Polkadot, right? I'm talking about Polkadot right now here again. 91% below its all-time high. 91%. Think about that, right? People don't realize these kind of things. Just look at those numbers. Okay, it's not a matter of is Polkadot's going to go back to his all-time high. It doesn't matter. If you're not holding it, right? If you're not holding a particular coin like this, right? Like Polkadot, whatever, you're not holding it. You don't have a bag of it, right? And you're planning to get into the market, but you've seen some of the coins already do a nice big run up, right? They've done a big run up, right? Coins are now in positive. They're creating brand new all-time highs, right? Coins are creating brand new all-time highs, and you're like, you've missed the boat. Well, you haven't missed the boat, because there are established coins in the market that still have room to grow, right? They haven't gone away. They're still very low. And when you're going to start looking the other way, they're going to start moving. So as long as you're focused on something, everybody else is going to be focused on something else. Because when you're in the market, people are following the trends, right? They're following the narrative. They're following the hypes and whatnot, right? So look at what everybody's focused on, and just, take it with a pinch of salt and look at it and say, if everyone is focusing on that, and that thing has now, closed the gap from where it was, right? Say it was 90% below the all-time high. It's closed the gap. Well, what's the most likely situation or the scenario that's going to take place? Well, people are going to cash out, take profits, whatever, right? And I'm not calling anybody out for scams and whatnot. Forget all of that. Doesn't matter. This video is not about this, right? So imagine people are going to now start cashing out because they were like 90% down. They pumped the market to 10% below the all-time high. What are they going to do now? They're going to cash out. And when they start cashing out, well, that fund needs to go somewhere else, right? You know, whether they cash out and take it home, that's a different story. But a lot of people will tend to pump the other coins. That's when the money starts to move, right? You know, you make 10% here, you take it out, you make 10% something else. That's what's going to happen. So then the opportunities lie in the coins that haven't moved, but they do have a large market cap, they have a large holding, they have large venture capital, they have large interest from institutions and whatnot, right? Think about it, right? So remember, it's sometimes you just got to look the other way, right? You got to look the other way. If someone's saying this is going to pump, right? You know, like the narrative, a lot of people are talking about how Bitcoin's going to go to 250K. Yeah, when? You know, when? I think the only person that made logical sense and has been more honest than others, right, is Cathie Wood from ARK Invest, right? When she turned around and she said Bitcoin's going to go to this price by 2030. She's being logical. She's given herself enough room. She's given herself 7 years to adapt. 7 years for this to become a reality, right? Worst case scenario, it doesn't. But she's not wrong. She's saying the probability is high, and I'm sure her maths aligns with my maths, right? Because that's something that is possible, but it requires a little bit of global change, global economical change for this to happen. You know, Bitcoin to go to $1 million, things have to happen globally in the financial sector for it to happen, right? I've been banging on about it for a very long time, and it's definitely going to happen, right? So clearly she knows something that I've actually worked out, but then I can't prove anything to you. It's just me and my mind, you know, just doing my kind of crazy maths, right? But anyway, leave this conspiracy apart, right? But the point is people are talking about how BTC is going to go to 250K, 300K, 150K, right? I've even seen 120K was the lowest I've seen so far from other people, right? Whereas I'm like, not probable, not possible, right? 48K maybe, yeah, no problem. We might even go slightly above that, but that's about it. Even that is going to be tough to do. Even that is going to be tough to do in 2023. Okay? Even that's going to be tough to do in 2023. But people who are in the game, who are not following those narratives, like for example, I know one particular guy, he bought BTC, I think in British pounds, I think in USA, it was about $17,000 or $18,000 a coin. I think it's British pound, it was about £15,000, something like that. Bought BTC. He doubled his money recently. And he goes to me, he goes, you know, I'm planning to hodl for the next 10 years. Great. However, I want to use some of these funds to start accumulating and make a little bit more money. So I funnily spoke to him a few days back. I can't remember, maybe a week ago, close to a week anyway, less than a week, close to a week. I spoke to this fella and I said, look, this is a coin I'm looking at. And maybe if you buy, you can actually convert and see what happens. So anyway, he decided to take, instead of selling, so he bought one BTC, right? Fair play to him. He bought one BTC. This is the savings money he had. He bought one BTC. He chucked the one BTC, sorry, he sold half of that BTC, kept half, and then the half he had was about £15,000. So he had £15,000 cash to play with, and the ideology behind that was, I'm going to make more money with this £15,000. He's played the pumps, and I think he's he hasn't confirmed it. I'm going to speak to him. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow, I'm going to speak to him tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. I'm actually going to be seeing him tomorrow. I'm going to speak to him, and he should confirm with me if he's done it. If he's done exactly what I told him to do, he should be up 30%. Now, the 30% he's going to be up is actually not going to be in fiat value. He's going to be 30% up in BTC. So the way this works, right? The maths is crazy. The way this works, he sold 0.5 BTC for 15K, right? Approximately 15K. He sold 0.5 BTC. He's 30% up on that, the 0.5. right? 30% up on 0.5. So it's not a money value, but 0.5. That means he should have total now 6.5 BTC, approximately. Again, approximation, right? He should have about 6.5 of a BTC. Because I told him, I said, look, whether you sell it for USD, you sell it for GBP, it doesn't matter. When you buy the asset, you buy it with USD, whatever, right? But when you flip it back, flip it into BTC. Look out for the BTC value, because if that's what you want, more BTC, then flip it into BTC. And I think that's what he's done. I'm going to find out from him tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Hopefully he has flipped it back into BTC. And if he has flipped it back into BTC, he should have made anything from 25 to 30%. 25 to 30%, right? Of course, he could have made a lot more if he played with the whole BTC, but he didn't want to, right? Because his initial investment was safe. That's the investment he made for the next 15 years, right? Fine. But now he has a little bit more BTC than he would have had before, right? Good luck to him. Why not? He's got 1.16 or whatever BTC. Good luck to him. So that's what it is, guys. Just listen. You make money just by leaving the money there and dreaming for a 250k BTC or 5k Ethereum or 20k Ethereum. Like I've even talked about 28k Ethereum, right? Based on the Fibonacci levels, right? But that's in the far future, right? That's in the far future. I wouldn't even say near future, far future, right? That's way. Listen, in crypto, right? Let's put it this way. During a bear market, right? We could have a 6-month bear market or a year bear market, or maybe even a 2-year bear market. It doesn't matter. But it could feel like an eternity. It could feel like an eternity. And then we could have a bull run for maybe a run up, right? 3 months, maybe 6 months, maybe a year. And believe me, 3 months can also feel like an eternity sometimes. Because you never know when is that market going to collapse. So you're anticipating, you're non-stop, you're locked onto your charts and this and that. You're constantly watching it. You've got your alerts set up because it feels like an eternity. Like, when is this market going to flip at me, right? That's what it is. So when you've made money, and I've talked about this many times, when you've made money, right, you want to hodl, that's by all means, go ahead, hodl. But you buy the bottom, you hodl. That's what you're doing. That's what this guy did, right? You buy the bottom, you hodl. But if you want to make money, you got to be in this game every other day, right? And it doesn't matter if the market is up or it doesn't matter if the market is down, right? You find opportunities and you take those opportunities, right? Whether it be a new opportunity or an old opportunity, doesn't matter. Just look at where the money is flowing. So earlier on today, I sent a screenshot about some coins that were liquidated on CoinGlass. So on CoinGlass, if you go and you look, you can see, I think there's 9 or 12, I can't remember. They show you these were the top coins that were being liquidated. So I kind of pointed towards someone. I said, look at this list and you will see 5 of the coins that you wanted to know about is there. And one of them is, of course, BTC. One of them is Ethereum, right? Because listen, any top 20 list cannot be complete without BTC and Ethereum, right? Any top 20 list cannot be complete without BTC and Ethereum. So it's there. And then, of course, you got some shit coins there as well. I'm not looking at those. But what I'm trying to say to him, look what people are trying to long. Look what people are trying to short, right? Just look where the money is. The money's, there are money who are buying, fine. Those are buyers, right? So spot traders who are buying and selling, that I'm not too concerned about. That's your average Joe. That's everybody. But look what the whales are doing. Millions of dollars. Look what they're doing, right? That's what I'm trying to point out. They are trying to long particular coins. They're trying to short particular coins. And I'm like, they will only do that if they believe that it's already pumped too high or they have actual vested interest in it, right? And in my opinion, I think they have vested interest. I absolutely think they have vested interest, right? Because you would have to understand the coin. You'd have to know the coin. In some form or manner for you to even trade it. You don't go and randomly pick a coin, right? Think about it. You don't randomly go and pick a coin. Like, for example, one of the coins there, the last one, I believe it was Blur. You don't go and pick up Blur, an NFT marketplace, right? Blur, an NFT marketplace. You don't just pick that up and say, oh, we're going to go and dump that. No, you don't. You do that because you've already have interest in it. You've already done your research on it. You know what Blur is, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if the same people who were responsible for trying to short it helped a little bit to pump it as well. Because you need to get it to a certain level and then say, right, let's dump the market now, and then short the market at the same time so you can make a little bit more, right? Do you know what I mean? So manipulation, basically. That's what I'm trying to say, right? So that's what I feel that a lot of these coins are, and that's what some of these coins show. So again, CoinGlass, very good place to go and look at. The way, like when I want to know which coins are everybody interested in over 24 hours, CoinGlass, and I just go straight into liquidation. Boom. That's it. I don't care about anything else. I don't want to know about any coins. I don't care which exchange. None of that matters. I'm looking at a total metric and I'm saying, how many people are getting liquidated? What are they getting liquidated on? That's it. Because we don't need the single narrative. Oh, this is it. Or that is it. No. What are people interested in? That's what I'm interested in. If people are trying to short a particular coin and it's a good coin, it has a high market cap, that's what I'm interested in. Right? So I've kind of thought, Blur. Yeah, I'm looking at Blur now. It's a useless coin, but I'm looking at Blur now. In fact, I think the founder of Blur is launching another cryptocurrency project. Anyway, when it comes, we'll see about it. Right now, I'm not too fast. Again, if Satoshi Nakamoto comes out today and says, I'm launching Bitcoin 2.0, right? I'm not interested. Absolutely not interested until the market is interested. Until I see $1 billion pumped into this, I'm not interested. Does that make sense, right? You know, Satoshi Nakamoto, I wasn't interested in Bitcoin even when it was like, when I first saw it, like 30 pence, like, which was like 50 cents or 60 cents at that time, right? The first time I was introduced to it, I wasn't interested, right? I wasn't interested. The first time I even got interested in BTC was when it was around $200, $250. Think about that, right? So unless I see $1 billion or unless I see the people interest, I'm not, that's where, like, for me, the volume is not the money, volume is the people, the trust. How much trust is being put into this, that's where I want to put my trust as well. That's where I want to see my gains come from. All right? People power. So anyway, I don't want to make this video long-winded. It's about 32 minutes already. I have been talking about this thing. I hope you got the list, right? Just follow along, do those things, and then you'll see how amazing it is for you to quickly take a glance and see what the differences are. As I said, you can even use one of them just to see what the difference is from all-time high to right now, how many percent we're still below, right? To give you a rough idea of which coins we should be looking at, right? And we don't have to go too far down the list. You know, just by looking at those differences, you can see, of course, as the coin market cap grows with 2+ million coins, as it grows, the pages are growing as well. And a lot more coins now are coming into, I mean, because of the current bull run we had, right? A lot of the coins are now getting the status of 1 billion, right? So be careful. Not all 1 billion coins are something that, you know, I would be looking at. For example, FTT started pumping. I wouldn't look at that. Recently, UST, which is the lunar US dollar coin, that's dumped to nothing. And then now it started to pump again. I wouldn't look at that. Lunar Classic, LUNC, all right, that started to pump. I'm not looking at that. Why? Because they're gone. These are coins that are gone already. If you happen to hold some and it's pumping and you're in profit now, or you've recovered your losses, good luck to you, you know? But other than that, I wouldn't be looking at this stuff. Honestly, I wouldn't be looking at them. They don't bother me at all. Yeah, but other than that, guys, I hope the video was informative, all right? This is not about what coins to pick, what to do, but it's more to do with how to find those coins that you know, if you missed an opportunity on a coin and a coin is now showing positive, right? Or new all-time highs or brand new coin, fresh coin, don't worry about it. There are plenty of old coins out there that haven't recovered yet, that haven't made that move yet, because a lot of the current moves that are happening are kind of social media manipulated or influenced, right? You know, I think the word influenced would be much more kind, right? Because that's what it is. People are following narratives of particular groups. So the real gems, the big boys out there, they haven't moved, right? So just watch out, because they are going to move. Even right now, when I look at BNB, like, it hasn't done, like, it's year to date, it's 7 point something percent down, almost 8% down. I'm not too concerned. Obviously, I want to make a bit of quick money elsewhere. Now, when I'm talking about quick money, people got to understand this, right? This is so ridiculous, right? Let's put it this way, right? So when you make life-changing money, it's like, for example, you put $100 into Dogecoin, right? And all of a sudden your $100, or Pepe, whatever, you put $100 in Pepe, Doge, God knows, Elon, whatever shit coins or these meme coins there are. You put $100 and then market decides to pump it, and all of a sudden now you got $1 million in your wallet. That's life-changing money, right? And you only need a very small amount. That's a very small gamble to get those kind of gains, right? And it's pot luck, by the way. There's no guarantee you're ever going to get that. But anyway, pot luck, you get that, you make that money, you get the hell out, full stop. You change your life, go and put $1 million, do whatever you want to do, right? Then you've got big money, right? Big money is like, okay, I'm going to put 10 grand down, I made 10 grand, right? Or if the market's continuing, my 10 grand made me 100 grand. So you can see, to play big money, you need big money, right? I'll give you a good example of that, right? A guy bought a few $100s of a particular coin that was around 10 cents. And this particular coin went from 10 cents to 11 cents. And he's like, bro, you said this particular coin is going to, like, the coin pumped 10%, right? But for him, his balance didn't change. He was like, oh, bro, my balance really doesn't change that much, right? I didn't see much of a gain. What are you talking about? I was like, dude, do you realize you bought a coin that's worth 10 cents for $100? How much did you expect to make? 10% doesn't move you. But the same coin, if someone puts $10,000, then believe me, every cent that moves is 10%, right? So every 10% that this coin moves shows up as a massive gain. You're looking at $1,000, right? Maybe even more, right? So you can see how the larger the quantity, the more money you're going to make. So you need a lot more to make these big gains, right? When you're talking about big money, right? So I'm not talking about life-changing money. I'm talking about big money, right? And then when we're talking about coffee money or snack money, or, you know, just basically pocket money, pocket change, right? Pocket change, there's two ways of doing pocket change, right? Now, you could be that guy who has a budget of $500, right? Let's just say $500, and you make, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 quid, right? 20, 30, $40, right? Let's just say $50 per day. That's 10%. You make per day, per week, whatever. That's pocket money. That's change money, right? You go out, you drink it, you smoke it, do whatever, right? That's pocket money, change money, you know? But that also can be pocket money with $5,000 or $50,000, right? You can still make pocket change from $5,000. So if you did the same ratio on $5,000, that's $500 a day. That's pocket money. That's coffee money, right? All right, maybe not coffee money for a day or a week, maybe for a month, but the point is coffee money, right? So that's what you got to look at. The difference is life-changing money could be something very small, ridiculous, pathetic. You just put it down and all of a sudden you got lucky, right? You know, everybody got lucky because of everybody was looking one way and you looked the other way. That's what it is. That's how you get lucky, right? And then you've got big money, which you need big money to play with. So you are risking big funds to win big, right? And your returns are big for that reason. And then you've got pocket change, right? All you're looking at is 5%, 10%. That's it, right? On a good day, maybe 20%, right? And that pocket money keeps on coming in. You take, you know, say for example, you take a grand. You take a grand, you make it to 1,100, right? You put 1,100 in, you try and make 1,200 out of that, right? And you compound that, and it grows fast, very fast. And these are your daily money. These are your daily pocket money. That's all it is. Other than that, guys, this video's gone too long. Like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you on another one very soon. If you did like the content, hit that thumbs up. Share with one other. It's just basic information, right? I don't know why I made this video like 40 minutes long. Yeah, that's it. I'm not going to say anything else. Adios, my amigos.